my nigga be with P Litty. QP ski. I love my bitches, it's pretty, they showing their titties, is up to the ceiling.
Bitches love saying stuff like, I'm a girl's girl, I'm a girl's girl. Yeah, bitch, if you a girl's girl, why don't you share your nigga, bitch? Share your nigga with your bitch then. If you's a girl's girl, share your nigga. You can't be a girl's girl when you feel like it. You can't be a girl's girl when it's time to get your nails done and when it's time to watch The Notebook and cry and listen to the new bitch R&B album that dropped that knows she's fucking with a gay nigga and now she want to cry about it on a record. That's not what being a girl's girl is about. And calling her man when you see her cheating. A girl's girl will be like, you know what? My friend is doing bad and I got a good man. I should share my man with my homegirl. We could both be happy. Why is it right for me to be happy and my homegirl not be happy? Why is it right for me to have good dick and my homegirl don't have good dick? If you's a girl's girl, you will share your nigga.
I don't mind sharing a man. Only because of that, right? Mm-hmm. And this works for me. But I know that it's not the case for a lot of women.
Nobody is more delusional than a woman that's out here sharing a man. That's like a man saying, oh yeah, you can take it when y'all in the bedroom. Sir, everybody can take it. It keeps popping out. Nigga, you know it's little, but I love you, so in my mind it's big. So we both delusional until you piss me off and then I have to humble you again. Or a woman talking about she thick. Baby, you was thick 5 plates ago. Put the sweets and alcohol down and get your gym membership. But no, seriously, I done said this a few videos back. I know it sounds cute, but when a man refers to you as a main, I'm sorry, you're going to have to look at that as a backhanded compliment. No man is referring to himself as a main because he knows it's a backhanded compliment. If I'm not the only one, then anybody can take that spot. Until he says y'all are exclusive and you are his only one, that main title can go to anybody else if you piss him off good enough. Or any life circumstances that makes him uncomfortable. Because if y'all so locked in, why does he have the need to talk to any and every girl when you're not around? But then he expects for you to be loyal to him. And by far am I judging you, but know what it is and stop playing dumb.
You realize that he has options, remove yourself from being one of them because we're not sharing men around here. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, and not today. And that's on God.
Shalom, Israel, shalom. Back at it with another lesson, man. And I want to go into the perilous times that we're going into. Not only that, but the prophecy of Isaiah 4:1 knocking at the door. You understand? And what sparked that in me is seeing Elder Apostle Tahar make a couple videos recently speaking on the matter. All right? So first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there laboring in this truth and faith and sincerity. Shalom to the families out there who are watching, praying, waiting on Yahweh Shai's second return. Shalom to the house of David, the hopeful elect. All right. So you saw the videos. All right. You saw those women, man. You know, some of them being okay with, the majority of them, you know, being okay with sharing a man. Whereas, you know, you got a few of them, namely the nigga woman, funny enough, namely the nigga woman who is not okay with sharing a man. All right. But the thing about it is, you know, we since the beginning of time, women have shared men. All right. That's since the beginning of time, just straight up. All right. But now we're coming into a time where now, in Salakia, for the way I sound right now, my nose stopped up. You know what I'm saying? I got a headache. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling too good, feeling under the weather, if you will. But I still not only had to come to the plantation, but I'm not gonna let being sick be an excuse for me not to go to work or to do the works for the ministry. All right. So let's just keep going and bear with me if you will. All right. So the first scripture I'm gonna get is Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right. So in that day, man, when shit hit the fan, you feel me? When all hell break loose and shit hit the fan, you feel me? And, the stock market crashing and, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking lights go out, ain't no power. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking water get turned off, ain't no more water. No running water, ain't no grocery stores to go to, no liquor stores, no fast food joints. You understand what I'm saying? Just when everything is flipped upside down and inside out and just in chaos. All right. All of that feminist bullshit, that feminist, I don't need no man, I'm strong and independent, I'm equal to a man. All of that shit is going out the window. You understand me? All of that is going out the window. Okay? These women are gonna be beating down brothers' doors to be with them. You understand? Especially men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, men of the Lord. Okay? Because men of the Lord are gonna be the actual rock and covering. Don't get me wrong, right? You got men of the world, the 2/3 and shit like that, who can provide protection and safe space, whatever the case may be, to a degree, right? I'm hardly working, you know that. All right, good night. Yeah, so those 2/3 men in the world, right? They're gonna be able to protect women to a degree, provide a safe space, what have you. But you feel me? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, they gonna get fucked up too. All right. When the electricity go out and the zoo, the zoos, the gates open up and you got lions and tigers and shit running the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be ripping motherfuckers apart. You understand me? That's why, for you hopeful elect women out there, that's why you want to keep praying. That's why you want to keep fasting. You know what I'm saying? That's why you want to keep repenting. And if you're not with a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, namely in GMS or our affiliates, because we have the 100% truth, unlike the rest of the groups out there. All right. For you women, man, you just want to get in line, man, for real. Okay. Don't be like these women out here who all out of line, they all out of pocket and shit, because they're gonna get fucked up, and you don't want to be counted and numbered amongst them. You see? Okay, so this is why as a woman, you need a man of the Lord. You need a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because that man is gonna be a rock and a covering for you, the same way Yahushai is a rock and a covering for us. Okay, that's Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So in that day, man, a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to be likened unto a river of water in a dry place. A man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to be likened unto a great rock. Okay? That's going to be able to protect and be that hedge that you need as women, right, in the perilous times to come. Because as much as women say they don't need a man, you understand me? When there's gangs of convicts in the streets who roam in the streets, who ain't had a lick of pussy in Lord knows how long, right? Because they've been doing all that time behind bars or whatever the case may be, man. Or you got Esau true colors finally showing. You might be an attractive woman, and you live in an apartment or, condo, you understand what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, where you have very close neighbors. You dig what I'm saying? And then you live amongst some nerds who never go outside, they don't never get no pussy. Okay, so they always watching porn and what have you. So what you think gonna happen, man? When all hell break loose, they gonna get on that. You understand me? They gonna get on that. The nerds is gonna get on that. The gangbangers gonna get on that. The homeless motherfuckers who sleeping in tents and RVs right now, sleeping outside, they gonna get on that. The convicts are gonna get on that. You know why? Because it's gonna be every man for himself. Like I said in one of my previous videos, man. I mentioned it a few times, man. Salakia. I mentioned it a few times, man. But, it's the single moms out here who really gonna be down bad. All right? They really gonna be down bad. Because, they got kids and, you got motherfuckers going door to door, house to house, searching for a place for shelter for themselves, right? They searching for food. They searching for anything they can get their hands on to help them in these troublesome times. All right? So, yeah, man. A man of the Lord, a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's going to be a rock and a covering for you women out there, man. And this is why they're going to be beating down brothers' doors. They're going to be like, when they persecute the prophets, take the prophets off the streets, and there ain't no more street preaching, and they taking down the YouTube and stuff like that, and they taking down the Bible apps off the Apple Store and all the shit like this here. You understand what I'm saying? And motherfuckers gonna be running around. Where them prophets at? Where them brothers at? Who was telling us all of this was gonna happen? Man, we trying to get by. You understand me? We trying to get by. We just trying to follow the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and endure until the end, man. All right. So yeah. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers will no more serve themselves of him. Right, so in that day, man, for that day is great. Jacob's trouble, man, that's when shit hit the fan. You understand me? Shit gonna hit the fan, all right, and Jacob is gonna go through hell. You know what I'm saying? This final level of hell, if you will, is gonna get put on us, all right? And everybody gonna have to go through it. Everybody gotta go through it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, there's some truck going by. Yeah, man. Everybody gonna have to go through it. All right, but the hopeful elect will be saved out of it. All right, the hopeful elect is gonna be saved.
Chilly out this bitch, ain't it?
Man, it's cold in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Salakia. I lost my train of thought for a second, but I'm back on it. Jacob's trouble, the elect shall be saved out of it, man. The 1/3. All right. Revelation 3 and 10. That's what I wanted next. All right. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. So, you understand me? The hour of temptation is when the hour of temptation is when the mark of the beast is present. All right, and Esau is going to tempt us to bring order out of chaos by offering up that mark of the beast to us. Okay, and our primary objective is to not give in to temptation. right? It's to understand that if we put our faith and our trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we're going to be all right. Okay? Judges 5:11. Rehearse the righteous act to the best of your ability. Okay, so we trying to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our abilities, pray, fast, and repent, do what we can for the ministry, right? Spirit of understanding put on us to be able to break down these scriptures and be able to edify the people, lost sheep of the house of Israel, okay? Bid them to the marriage, okay? Whether they will hear or forbear, as the scriptures say, don't matter. Point is, we got to be watchmen, okay? That's what we doing to try to ensure we can be protected by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in these times to come, okay? Right, 2nd Ezra 16:40. You got to move as pilgrims. We're going to be moving as pilgrims on the earth. So, you know, you're going to have women. You're going to have women trying to tag along with you. Okay? Especially if they know that you're being led by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Second Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? So the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, might have us in a time where, you know, a time is going to come where you're going to have to just go. You're going to have to just be on the move. You understand what I'm saying? You know, this is why if you a brother in this truth right now, right, you learning from GMS, right? You learning 100% true doctrine, all right? And you don't have no kids, man, I advise you don't sit here and get me wrong, man. Children are a blessing, for sure. Children are a blessing of the Lord, all right? But we're coming into a time where, you know, if you got to deal with like a newborn or a 2-year-old, 3-year-old or some shit, man, like, you know, that's just gonna put yourself in a more hectic situation, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be easier for you if you just gotta look out for you. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, maybe you got a couple women with you or whatever, but like having a kid or kids, you know, that's gonna be real cumbersome. Okay? So if you're a brother in this truth, man, I advise you don't have no kids, man. Just wait till we in the kingdom. All right? Lord willing, we make it to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have thousands of kids. You know what I'm saying? Each of us. Because we got to bring everybody back. You know? So Lord willing, we are of the hopeful elect. And we get beamed up by that chariot, or by them chariots. All right? And get brought back to the motherland, where we will start to bring back our people, but in righteousness, right? Second is just 15 and 17. I could have just scrolled and like flipped the page. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? You know, they're going to have so many blockades and, you know, roadblocks and shit like that, man. You know, times are about to get real perilous, okay? You're not going to just be able to hop on no plane, no train, or in your car and go wherever the fuck you want to go, all right? That's the time we heading into, man. And it's approaching faster than people think. Watch this. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right, because of their pride. Take a look around Babylon the Great, man. All these motherfuckers is wicked as hell and prideful as hell, man. Right? Saying that it's so, you know, they marching around shit talking about it's okay to be a transformer. It's okay to be gay or lesbian. Right? You know? All this whole other dumb shit. All this black pride, all this bullshit, man. All of this bullshit. And because of that pride, Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, man. And it's about to be hit with terrible plagues. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right. Because that's going to be a time of great hell on earth. Motherfuckers are not going to have pity upon each other. Especially Esau. His true colors is going to show the fuck out when he ain't got that dollar no more, when he ain't got that money no more, right? They've been in power, been rich, wealthy all these years and shit. Man, when they ain't got no more money, man, these true colors is going to show. All right? You sisters that live in apartments and stuff, you know, and next to men, you know, hey, that's why you stay prayed up to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, because you don't want to be caught up in that, man, and have a dude kick your dough in, and you know what I'm saying, and possibly essay you, right, and then fucking cannibalize your ass and eat you. You understand what I'm saying? Like literally, that's the type of shit that's gonna happen. All right. So women are gonna get comfortable with sharing a man. Whereas even though you got a lot of women today who will try to say, "Oh, I'm not with that. I'm not sharing my man," and blah blah blah. Like that's some stupid shit. If that man want another woman, he can have another woman. You can't do that because we're not equal. Do you want to go around sleeping with different niggas? Sure, if you a 304, if you a blade walker, if you will, if you walk that blade, sure, you have no problem with it. But the normal, everyday, average woman, man, she don't want to sleep with different niggas. She wants one motherfucker she could be with. Okay? So, yeah, y'all got to understand, man, we not the same. All right? And it's lawful for a man to be with more than one woman, man. Watch this. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh thy power hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, right, when we in the kingdom, and these heathen nations are our captives, or they have become our slaves, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. You see a beautiful woman, right, that Edomite, a so-called white woman, Ishmaelite, so-called Arab woman, Elamite, so-called East Indian woman, Moabite, so-called Chinese woman, Ammonite, so-called Japanese woman, so on and so forth, right? Of the captives, you see one that's beautiful that you like. And then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, right? Mourning, she's in mourning for a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. Okay? And then it goes on to say, like, you know, if a man have two wives, one that he love, one that he hate, you know, if there's a wife that he hate, right? And if the wife that he hate had his firstborn child, right, had his first child, that child is the firstborn and has the firstborn rights, okay, to all that the man had, okay, double portion to all that man had, right? So yeah, you gotta understand, man. In these perilous times, man, women are gonna be trying to kick down brothers' doors for that hedge of protection, man. We're coming into some real greasy times, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in this time. Okay, so when we in the kingdom of heaven, brothers are going to have plenty of women. Brothers are going to have plenty of wives. And this is how we're going to have thousands and thousands of kids. right? If brothers was in the kingdom, right, and only had one wife, you know how long it would take to bring back our people? You know how long that would take? Okay? And it ain't no magic shit where, you know, your woman get pregnant, you get your wife pregnant, and then boom, the baby just pop out. Like, it don't work like that. It still take time. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to have thousands of women in the kingdom, man. And if a brother want more than one wife on this side, it's not unlawful. Although it's not expedient, right? Just like the scriptures say, to a degree. I don't want to butcher it. But what may be lawful may not be expedient or something to that degree, right? So even though it's lawful, it don't necessarily mean that that's something you should be actively pursuing, you know. But hey, every man, you know, has his gift one after the other, as Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, right? So if you a brother that's just, you know, if it was in your lot, right? Because everybody got their own lot. So if it was in your lot to, you know, to be one of them ball players, or to be a rapper or actor or some kind of entertainer or whatever it is, some kind of, you know, entrepreneur, whatever it is, man, to where you financially well off and you can afford to take care of multiple women, you can afford to have multiple women, or whatever the case it may be, you know, shit. Even brothers, man, there are brothers that are the lowest of the low and still got multiple women. So your socioeconomic status, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your lot as in, you know, it was in your lot to be tall. It was in your lot to be handsome, right? It was in your lot to have money or whatever it is that attracts multiple women, right? That's just some brothers' lots. Some brothers, they not in that lot. Some brothers go years without even touching a woman, right? But if it was in your lot, man, hey, it is what it is. Okay? You know? So to those women towards the end of the video, you know, basically being disgusted with a man, women sharing a man, hey, well, your asses, y'all gonna see, man. Y'all gonna see. You gonna be real okay with sharing a man in the times to come. And I went over the time that I was supposed to get back into the plantation and you know, clock back in and stuff like this. So with that being said, man, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makahakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there laboring in this truth and faith and sincerity. Shalom to the families out there watching, praying, waiting on Yahweh Shai's second return. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the hopeful elect. Shalom.